In November, Prime Minister Boris Johnson outlined his 10-point plan for a green industrial revolution, which will create and support up to 250,000 British jobs. Number 3 on that list was researching clean nuclear energy and developing the next generation of small and advanced reactors. One way the government hopes to achieve this is through the construction of Hinkley Point C in Somerset, a nuclear power plant due to open in June 2026 which will cost as much as £23 billion. It will feature in a new BBC documentary tonight building Britain's biggest nuclear power station, which will go behind the scenes to capture the action at the construction site. France has been supplying electricity to the UK through an undersea cable since the 80s, and EDF took a leap into the UK energy retail market in 1998 when it bought London Electricity. A decade later it paid £12.5 billion for British Energy, the financially troubled owner of the country's nuclear power fleet, including Hinkley Point C. EDF now produces about a fifth of the UK's power and it has more capacity in Britain than in any market outside France. And it could be set to have more of a grip on Britain. Hinkley Point C is being constructed by EDF, who owns 2/3 of the plant along with Chinese state-owned company CGN. And there are some concerns over this dependence from the UK. In May, the Royal Navy's HMS Tamar and HMS Severn stood guard off of Jersey after France threatened to cut off its electricity, 95% of which was reportedly imported from EDF. Speaking at the time, Dr. Paul Dorfman at the UCL Energy Institute, said Brexit Britain will continue to be dependent, politically, culturally, technologically and in terms of energy, on other nations. Eventually, Hinkley Point C will provide 7% of the UK's total electricity and catering for up to 6 million homes. The price for Hinkley's electricity was fixed in a so-called strike price at £92 per megawatt-hour, rising with inflation. That will not go up beyond that limit, even if the costs of building Hinkley Point C rise. But critics have pointed out that Hinkley's energy will be expensive. The latest offshore wind farms have agreed to strike prices of around £40 per megawatt-hour. Roy Pomfrey, who is a member of the Stop Hinkley campaign, told the BBC, "This increase is just evidence that EDF has made a complete pig's ear of their calculations from the start. If we'd put the money into renewables from the outset, we would already have a return on our investment. Renewables are already, at most, half the price of Hinkley, and while Hinkley will only get dearer, the cost of renewable energy will only come down." Other contractors on the Hinkley Point C expansion include Wood plc, Altrad, Balfour Beatty Bailey, Cavendish Nuclear and Doosan Babcock. There have been calls for Britain to be self-sufficient in energy production as it sets its sights on being net zero by 2050. Of the big 6 energy suppliers in the UK, 4 are foreign-owned. Project Managing Director Stuart Crooks previously said in a statement, "Hinkley Point C plays a vital role in the fight against climate change and this report shows the project is also able to create jobs and opportunity for British people and businesses. As we come out of the pandemic, we hope to safely increase the numbers working on the project and create jobs just as they are needed most. Our big investment in local education and training means we are ready to help people find work and start new careers." Express.co.uk has recently launched its Green Britain campaign to help save the UK's environment. "We are calling on Prime Minister Boris Johnson to show world leadership on the issue in the run-up to the G7 summit in Cornwall in June and the Crunch COP26 climate change summit in Glasgow in November. Along with green entrepreneur Dale Vince, we have called on the government to scrap VAT on green products and to make more space for nature.